So, I'm in Mexico. It's kind of crazy. My life has been a whirlwind here for the last, sorry that everything's moving, it's kind of windy. So don't get seasick. But yeah, my life has kind of been a whirlwind in the last month. And I feel like the last time I left you, talked to yous, I don't actually remember when that was, but there was this sense of commitment that I wanted to make to this. And somehow though, I was still sitting in a pile of my own goo. I felt so stagnant. It's like I made a huge move back home and it felt comforting. It felt grounding. I feel like I needed to get out of the situations that I found myself in. And really what it was I was tired of making decisions. Living in your car, it's like decision fatigue. Every day, every moment, you are having to make a decision. Where am I going? What am I doing next? What am I going to do after that? Where am I going to sleep tonight? Should I go move my tent? It's supposed to snow. Should I go, all of these things. And I used to just get overwhelmed when the only decision I had to make was like, what are we eating for supper tonight? So it was great though. It was very grounding. It felt, I think I said it before in another video, but it felt very much like hibernating. But it's what I needed. It's what I needed at the time. And now, I don't know, this opportunity came up. A friend has a place down here in Mexico and she was only coming for a month and we are pretty much at that line. I think I have one more week. I've been here 3 weeks now and it feels amazing. It feels amazing because the Ashley of before would never have come here. I was too scared to travel, even though, I was living in my car, right? So I was traveling. But all of that traveling felt like controlled risks. I wouldn't go somewhere that felt questionable. I'd only go if there was like good reviews on, I can't even remember the apps that I used to use, but places to basically car camp or sleep in your car, or even tent camp. And so it's like, I wouldn't do anything that kind of felt semi uncomfortable or too new. So it's like, this would have never happened. If it wasn't for her, this would have never happened. And I feel like really what this did for me was international travel, and especially travel to Mexico. Coming from the East Coast, it's like Mexico's a no-no. Too scary. And it's like there has been a huge list of things that I just didn't know how to do. I've never been out of the country, never flown internationally, don't know any Spanish. I never I've never ordered an Uber even in the States, let alone now in another country. And to have to fly into an airport where I don't know the language and go through customs and call a taxi to take me somewhere, it just felt way too overwhelming. So this was the perfect opportunity to dip my toes in the water. Get here, she picks me up from the airport and brought me to her su casa, and here we are. And since then, now I feel good. I feel ready, and it's time to go. So I have one last week here, and then I'm moving on. I'm gonna travel around Mexico and see what I can find. I love it here. I love the culture. I love the art, the music, the food. Mexican food is probably my favorite food. Or Thai food. Maybe pizza. I don't know. I love a lot of foods, but Mexican's great. And did I say architecture? I don't know. Just, it's all beautiful here. And I started learning how to salsa dance, and I've been taking Spanish immersion courses here in town, and it's just, it's wonderful. And muy bien. It's funny because I took 7 years of German, and here we are in Mexico. But I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to, one, give you an update, but two, it's just like, it feels like so much has shifted in even the last 2 weeks or so. When I first got here, it was like there was a lot that I released just by booking the flight, just by heading to the airport. It was almost like an illness was coming over me. But what I realized was it was me shedding a lot of this fear, and it was uncomfortable. It was painful. Kind of like this reason why I never have done this, because it in little doses it would feel uncomfortable. But this was a huge, massive dose of uncomfortableness that was leaving my body, and it kind of made me feel sick. And then I get here, and the second I got off the plane, I felt great. And yeah, but like a lot of that uncertainty needed to come up, and this fear, and just going through it anyway, even though like I don't know what's going to happen. You know, my stories would run of, you know, anything could possibly happen, and obviously it's all going to be bad, and it's like letting them just leak out of me. The words I'm using are very grotesque, I'm finding. So, sorry about that. But it's like, just so you know, four-wheeler's gonna be passing by, and we'll just stare at each other a little bit. So, still going. Oh, of course, they're gonna stop right here. But anyway, it was amazing how that was able to leave my body. And then I get here, and there's a lot that has been coming up about my own personal power and stepping into my power, finding what my power is, and also my authenticity. It's like, I feel like in the last week or so, I'm really tapping into this sense of who I am and what I like to do and what lights me up. And maybe in some ways I was too scared before, but since I dropped that load before, since I dropped that fear bomb before, it's like the things that used to scare me, it's almost like that story that my mind is like, hey, don't forget about this. Like, we're scared about this. And I'm just kind of like, are we really? And sometimes I still buy into it. And a lot of times I just walk away or go do the thing I wanted to do. So yeah, it's amazing how much is opening up. I really hope you all can hear this, because, you know, obviously there's now a meeting in the middle of the street here with a four-wheeler still running. But I'm gonna give it a minute. Freaking expats and their four-wheelers. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, Mexico. But yeah, it's like, oh, the sounds. It's like by being here, by facing my fear, I'm really starting to step into a sense of myself. And with that, with all of this excitement and all of this high vibrational energy coming to me, it's also bringing with all of these other opportunities and all of these beautiful experiences and wonderful encounters that I would have been too scared to make before. I've been here 3 weeks now, and I have 3 really good Mexican friends now, and I'm just learning the language, but it's getting myself out there and doing these things. Don't stop letting these things hold me back anymore, because I think that's something that I was noticing with myself. Is like I felt so stuck, but it was by my own doing. I just wouldn't go do anything that maybe could have been a little too scary or a little bit outside my comfort zone. And, you know, car lifing for me got to the point where I knew what I was doing. You know, I knew where to go. I know what to do. You know, same thing with, you know, bebopping around the West Coast. It was like, I got this. Everything was safe. But I got to the point where it just didn't feel right and I felt stuck, as you all know if you've been watching my channel. So here we are. I'm feeling great. I'm so excited for this trip. I'm so excited to free myself and continue to find myself, because before I would have said, let's find our authentic selves, and I totally meant it, but I don't think I actually knew what that felt like until now, until almost this very moment, where I can feel deep down inside that person that I am. So anyway, I am going to get going, even though now it's finally quiet, but it's probably gonna be a good sunset because there's plenty of clouds in the sky today, and I'm so excited. And I'm excited to have you guys with me. So I will keep doing this as often as possible, because damn it, you know, it's like, if you guys can find any value out of this whatsoever, whether it's just inspirational or that you guys want to be like, you know what, I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over too, then let's go. Let's do this. Because I think that's a lot of our fears, is like this idea of we only know one thing, and that thing is to get up to do uno momento. I'm waiting for my roommate to stop talking. All right, I think we're good. I think we're alone now. So, what was I saying? I was finishing up, but it was like this sense of, you know, we all feel stuck in this routine that maybe we've created for ourselves. And what else could there be? I don't know, you know? And it's like, I think that's what I'm out to find, is like, we don't have to do life the way that it's been prescribed to us. And we can do it that way, but if it doesn't quite feel right, we don't have to. And it's scary AF to figure it out ourselves. What could that look like? And because boy, is it nice to have a stable job and an income and a 401k and health insurance and all of these things. Yeah, I get that. But there's also something to the excitement, sometimes feels like panic, of living outside of that box. So I think that's what I'm being called to do. And as much as I fight it, and I think that's why some of my videos before, you know, when I was very like down in the dumps and sad, it's like, those are the moments in which I'm fighting, you know, wanting to be back inside that box because I know it so well. But I think it's about finding who I am. Keep using a box, but yeah, we're going with it, outside of that box. So join me, continue to follow me, subscribe if you haven't already, And my name is Ashley, and we are going to go on a little trip together. So enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. I'm in Mexico.